Hope you guys are having a wonderful day and making some really good trades, and let's get right into it. And this is not the Bitcoin chart, so let's head right over to the BTC chart. And right now Bitcoin is just sitting at 26,315. Basically a pretty lackluster day for Bitcoin. We did get a little bit of upside today in the S&P 500. We actually got a nice little bounce here. We got a wick down at the opening, but we closed the day in the green. Right now we're getting a little bit of selling in the overnight, but again, that's just overnight markets. We'll have to see how the market opens tomorrow. But overall, in my opinion, Bitcoin is still just chopping sideways in this bearish pattern. And I'll show you guys, because a lot of you guys are maybe just thinking that I'm bearish just because I'm looking at market cipher, that we're in red money flow and yada yada yada. But let's just take a look at your traditional patterns, right? Your candlesticks, nothing else, right? If you guys look here on the weekly time frame, right, and we just head over, let's just say we'll just head over to this chart that I use often, or maybe we'll give you guys a clean chart, right? We'll delete all this Elliott wave stuff, and I'll show you guys what I am seeing. Okay, so right now on the weekly time frame, right, it was looking very bullish, very promising. You had a nice big surge up in the Bitcoin price, and then you had bullish consolidation off inside of this this bullish candle. But then once we had this big dump towards the downside and we closed below the opening of this weekly candle, that was a pattern invalidation, right? And now you're putting in bearish consolidation right inside this big red candle on this weekly time frame. So if you get another move, it would be towards the downside, right? Sort of like what you got here, right? You got a big move up, you put in some consolidation, then you got another big move up, right? Then you put in some more consolidation, and if you didn't get another big move up and you failed, then that is your bullish pattern has failed. So everyone that's thinking that we're going to potentially rally, we're going straight up to 38K, the dollar is done, well, you know what? The dollar keeps pushing higher, right? And the dollar is actually showing to be very bullish on market cipher, and that there's no a top in the dollar yet. I don't see any top signals just yet in the dollar. I think we have a little bit more upside in the dollar, and we have increasing green money flow in the dollar. So that's just something to pay attention to. So again, we're not going to go there in a straight line. And so what if we go down? If we go down and you don't want to short, then just sit on cash and wait until we get to the buy area, which is going to be right around 20,000 to 21,000 to 23,000. And then once we get there, you can load up on your BTC and then sit on it, right? So there's no reason to be upset about bearish analysis. This is just what I'm seeing on the chart right now, and I'm reiterating it to you guys. Okay, and right now on the daily time frame, the moving averages are shifting towards the downside. They are crossing over. So again, that is another bearish sign of that BTC may start to head down. Right, we are also below the 200-day moving average. And then we take a look at market cipher. So this one is a very useful tool to analyze of where the pattern, the pattern of stocks and cryptos, where they're headed and where they're going right now. So right now, you had some very bearish dual band strength index on the daily time frame. And again, we'll start off with the larger time frames. We'll take a look at the monthly. To start off, and as per usual, it's still at a 16 and a -5, a very bearish pattern. Some very bearish numbers for the monthly time frame. And you have a red dot on the market cipher A and market cipher B, right? And yes, this monthly candle closes in 4 days and 21 hours. So there is still time for it to moon up if you guys want to play the bullish case. But in my opinion, I think we're going to close bearish like this for the monthly time frame. And then on the weekly, right, the weekly closes in 5 days and 21 hours. But this one is firming up just a little bit more. So this one is looking definitely a little bit more bullish. I would have liked to see, if the bullish case were to play out, would have been with last week's rally, with that we would have formed a green dot, right? We could see that the weekly time frame, the momentum wave was starting to curl in, and we could have potentially had a green dot confirmation of a low, but that didn't happen, right? And now we're starting to see that the momentum waves may have more downside in them, and we're starting to see that red money flow starting to increase on the weekly time frame. All right, so that's your larger time frames, and then you can start to head over. You guys can play the 4-day, the 3-day, and the 2 days if you want, right? The 2 day is actually looking quite bearish right now with a red cross and a -5 on the dual band strength index. And yeah, you got your red cross on the market side for A. It looks like you're going to have increasing red money flow, so that's just another warning sign too. But then on the daily time frame, you still have red money flow, but it's pretty you have pretty neutral dual band strength index numbers unless you get a big sell-off tomorrow or maybe a big pop. But overall, I think the trend is still lower, and that you're going to be playing out in an extended ABC pattern like this, right? You're going to come back down to potentially some lower levels, and that's when you want to start accumulating, right? So those are your signals right there. If we take a look at wave edge here, let's take a look at the daily time frame. So again, no buy signal yet on Bitcoin using wave edge, and we actually see that the MACD is at the 0 line right now. It could be getting ready to cross down. We might see some downwards price action there. Just pay attention to what it's saying. And then looking at the weekly, nothing has changed. Monthly, nothing has changed either. And then we can start to head over to some smaller time frames. So you're getting some nice little green crosses here on the 4-hour time frame, but I usually prefer the daily time frame for my signals, and they work amazing. As you guys can probably tell, we caught this entire move up, and then we caught this entire move down as well. So we caught the move up, we exited our longs, and we entered some shorts, and we're just still sitting on it. And again, you had another short signal here once we got to 27,300, and now we're just putting in some more sideways action, and we could be getting ready to take out the lows at 25,000. Once that starts to happen, then you're going to start to cascade down very rapidly. But we'll have to see what the stock market does, because if the stock market firms up, and maybe we'll get some more upside. Maybe Bitcoin can take the B wave higher. Maybe the B wave can extend up to 29,000 to 28,000. But ultimately, the trend is going to be lower. And if you're just trying to catch these little moves up, then you're just you're just picking up small little gains against the trend. And then when the trend continues and you're going to be heavy in longs, you're gonna have your pants caught around on your ankles, and you're gonna fall over, right? So again, this just to illustrate where the trend is going, and just to go with what the larger trend is, right? You don't want to fight it. Anyways, moving on, we could take a look at the 1-hour time frame for you guys that are short-term traders. You guys actually had a nice accumulation phase today at the lows here, and you got a nice little rally up about 1.3%. We'll have to see if that continues tomorrow, but then it was followed up by a red cross. So again, if you guys want to use this indicator, the link is in the description. It's available to be purchased. It's created by Thomas from Team Underground, and you guys can check him out. He's also on YouTube, and he is the creator of this indicator. It is very useful. Anyways, moving on, again, just following what the market is doing, and right now yields are on the move, right? They're on the move towards the upside, and you guys really want to be careful right now, because yields have taken out their highs, especially the longer term, right? The longer term yields, like the 20-year, the 30-year, are extending higher. You are starting to see the 2-year perk up a little bit. So again, if this one starts to move up, the market will most likely move down, because if the 2-year goes up, that is going to be putting an immense amount of pressure for the Fed to raise rates more, right? And the market does not want that at all. And the same thing for the dollar. If the dollar keeps moving higher, that'll be bearish for indices and bearish for Bitcoin, because overall Bitcoin is priced against the dollar, but also the dollar pushes equities down, because a stronger dollar makes equities go down. Anyways, moving on, I think that's enough for today. I'll keep you guys up to date if anything changes, and if you guys want to get access to my trades, the link is in the description. Love you all. Peace.